set.
All right, guys, we're here with Salvador Santana. Everybody knows that name. And we're here at the Peach Fest, and you're going to be coming up in about another hour and a half with your father, right? And his band and everything.
Yep.
So I definitely want to touch base about that later on. But in the meantime, I want to talk to you about next Friday. Your next album, Fantasy Reality, coming out, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I've been reading you describe it as a harder beat to it for you. How is that?
Well, it's more of kind of like the idea of how you can put two opposites and the idea of duality, put them together and how it can make a beautiful marriage. For example, the song itself, Fantasy Reality, it does have a very, not hard, more dark of a type music underneath it, but it's very catchy with haunting melodies and very positive and uplifting lyrics. So that's what I mean about and together it creates a beautiful marriage where people are like, at least those that have checked it out so far, they're like, oh, this is different, but I kind of like it, you know, like it's something that there's some elements in there that are familiar, but then you put it all together, it's something you never really heard before. And I'm just really grateful that the record is done and I get to be able to put it out next week. You know, it's going to be great. I'm anxious to see how it's received, and I hope everyone enjoys it as much as I had fun making it.
Going on that thing about like two different worlds colliding or whatever. I was thinking about your influences, and obviously starting off at age 5 on piano, you mentioned Herbie Hancock.
Oh yeah.
I also saw you mention Zach Taylor Roker from Rage Against the Machine.
Sure.
So how do you really pull in all those different influences and make them your own style?
You know, it can be challenging at times, but for me, I don't really look at it like that. I look at it as more like, you know, this is all the music that has inspired me and influenced me as a musician, and the challenge is to figure out how it's all encompassing, because I know it is, but that's the challenge, and that's what's fun for me. Again, like you said, from a Herbie Hancock standpoint, that's how I approach the piano, because I mean, you know, what hasn't he done in his long, amazing career, you know? And like you said, Zach De La Rocha, to the Tupacs of the world, to even more of the conscious hip-hop artists, like the Talib Kweli's and the Mos Defs, or Yasin Bey's, as now he's called, Commons, and what have you. And even from a hip-hop musical production standpoint, like the Dr. Dre's and the early Kanye West, I just have a feeling inside and a passion to put out there that it's all encompassing and it's all relative. So for me, even though I can find it challenging at times, it's way more fun. And this record, Fantasy Reality, again, I really feel like it encapsulates exactly what I'm trying to strive for, which is showcasing that all this music that we've heard before, that's out nowadays, and maybe where it's going, it's all relevant. You know, it really is.
Now, could that be traced back to your, obviously your parents and grandparents, because they came from a very diverse musical background.
Right.
So it was interesting to me to hear you come out with this hip hop jazz type mix. Was there any struggle in trying to get yourself known as a hip hop artist with the last name you do have?
Sure. I mean, you know, but at the same time, I as a musician don't look at it as like, oh, I'm just doing hip hop or I'm just doing jazz or I'm just doing one style of music. You know, I've said this before. The genre of music that I like to play is one that my dad does it, and there's a lot of other musicians out there that do it too. They just haven't really pigeonholed the name, and for me, I call it life. I play life. You know, all the music the great music that's been done before, the stuff that we have now, and again, where it's going. And that's as a musician and as a lyricist. Again, I like to inject consciousness into the lyrics, because I feel like you can never I keep it real, but at the same time, you can never have enough positivity out there. This world really needs that, you know. And I do my best not to come from a preaching standpoint, like, you know, you guys need to do this. And I have all the solutions on how to change and fix the world, you know. It's not really like that. It's more kind of like, this is how I feel, this is what's going on, and this is what we can do to, you know, get through the hard times and the challenges together. and hopefully that hopefully that inspires those that listen, and then they can take how they feel, which is inspired, and can continue to inspire others as well. You know, so it can be a continuous thing. You know, so that's really my main mission, and I'm just grateful to be able to do that. And what better way to do that than through music? You know.
And obviously on this tour, you have a pretty cool gig going out with your band.
Oh yeah,
because you guys are doing like a couple
it's all right.
And you guys are doing a couple of your songs during the Santana set, right?
Yeah.
So how's that been going over?
Man, it is so cool. I had to, the first show we did a couple days ago, I had to kind of, at the sound check, at the rehearsals, I kind of had to pinch myself, because even though I'm, you know, my dad basically is like giving me the baton that the conductor would use, and I'm just like, oh, this is kind of different. You know, I'm used to working with my band, even though I've known a lot of my dad's band members for years, and they've known me for years. It's just a very surreal moment. So I had to kind of step back and pinch myself and be like, is this really happening? You know, like, it's kind of crazy, but it's just, it's an honor. And also at the same time, I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from not just those that have listened to it so far, but even the band members. They have a lot of fun playing the music. It's a nice change of pace, you know, and I think it goes really well where we put those songs in my father's set. It's how did you say? It's like a palate cleanser. You know, after you've eaten a certain meal, you just need something to cleanse the palate so you can get to the second course, if you will. It's kind of like that. So yeah, I just have a lot of fun on stage, and you know, as long as we have fun on stage, most people that are checking it out, they'll have fun with us.
So other than the August performance coming up in about an hour and a half, what's next for you after the album gets released? What can you do?
Well, I'm still going to continue this tour, and like you said, once the album is released, to just, you know, keep promoting it and putting it out there, make sure everyone has a chance to know about it and take a listen to it. But again, without any imposition, it's like, hey, it's there. Highly encouraged to check out, but you know, nothing forced or anything like that. And then I have some other blogs in the fire. I have some other albums and some projects that I've been working on simultaneously with this one. I hope to keep touring, not just here in the Northeast or in America, even though I love it here. I'd love to take the music worldwide and spread the message everywhere else. I mean, really for me, I have goals and things like that, but I do my best to keep an open mind and just say, sometimes you don't have to do anything. The universe just kind of works its magic. It just kind of offers opportunities for us. So I do my best to kind of have goals in mind, but still keep an open mind to what's ahead as well. So yeah, like I said, and for those that are interested, they can stay in touch with me by going on my website, salvadorsantana.com, and that's where you can also find the record as well as iTunes. Again, and it'll be available August 21st, next week. So looking forward to it.
Salvador, well, thank you again, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys up here in about an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
And as he said, next Friday, August 21st, check out Fantasy Reality, his website, iTunes, and anywhere else.
That's right.
Best of luck, Salvador.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ryan, take care.